before you see the new Linux Mint version 22. Let's see what changed and what other cool functions Linux Mint 22 does have to offer. Let's start. At first, Linux Mint 22 will be released in the next weeks. This is a test version I do have here, and it's the big new flagship in Linux Mint, which features a Linux kernel 6.8 and an Ubuntu 24.4 package base. So almost every software you can run on Ubuntu, you can also run on Linux Mint further on. That's great. And Linux Mint 22 will receive security updates until 2029. So that's a lot of time. And I would say, let's start in some cool new features Linux Mint 22 does have to offer. At first, let us come to a good point if you are not English speaking. Better language support. If you are a non-English person, then you had to go to the system reports here, which is showing us some things we could do on our Linux Mint installation. And you saw here an entry, hey, language support is not complete. Please install some other software. You can do this with one click, but now you don't have to do this anymore for English, German, Spanish, French, Russian, Portuguese, Dutch, and Italian, because these languages are now all included in the installation image itself. So also if you do not have any internet connection, Linux Mint does ship with full language support by default for these languages. Also, let us come to some new technology. One of the best changes in the Linux Mint 22 base will be if you have new hardware and download a new version, which is then 22 based, then you will get a newer kernel in comparison if you now download the 21.3 version, because between 21.3 there is no difference in the kernel version, which is very important for your hardware, that your Wi-Fi works and so on. Linux Mint does fix this in the Linux Mint 22 version and for all future versions, which is great because until now you had to choose the Cinnamon Edge ISO, which now becomes obsolete because many people don't know this version has existed. So you can now forget this Edge edition because it won't be needed in the future anymore. So this is a great change. Also, the themes of Linux Mint were updated to support also GTK4, which is the window toolkit some applications are already using. Not this one at this point, but maybe Linux Mint will change to it. I also did a video about this with Future About Linux Mint. I will link you this one in the video description. With Ubuntu 24.4, an updated package base doesn't just bring new technology, it can sometimes also threaten existing features. For example, Thunderbird continues to be available in Linux Mint 22 as a native .deb package. Because Ubuntu moved it to Snap, which is a new app format, Linux Mint doesn't like it at all because Ubuntu, or the company Canonical behind it, is very restrictive in it and is the only company which is controlling this one. So Linux Mint doesn't want it, and this is a good decision. Linux Mint now packages Thunderbird itself, so everything is fine. For us users, there's no change, but in the base, they did change a lot. For example, also with GNOME 46, the online accounts backend has changed. So Linux Mint forked it. Now you can also log into Microsoft 365 accounts with Microsoft Personal Exchange, Nextcloud, or also a Google account, for example, or some company driven like Kerberos. They now forked it and brought it back to also Linux Mint, not just to the Cinnamon desktop, but also for the other two desktops, Mate and XFCE. So this is a great change for all Mate and XFCE users. Also, in Ubuntu 24, a number of GNOME applications moved to libadwaita and stopped supporting the system theme. Many applications would now look completely different to the Linux Mint style, and because of this, Linux Mint ported back some applications and forked them themselves with the XApp movement, which will not only support Cinnamon, but also Mate, XFCE, and other desktops which would like to support the theming further on, because all new GNOME applications are not really themable, and because of this, Linux Mint brought all applications back, which is, especially for the future, a great sign. Also, if we head over to the software manager, let us open it. Let us search for Chrome, for example. But we won't find Chrome anymore. So what happened? Linux Mint still supports Flatpak and the FlatHub, but because Chrome is unverified on the FlatHub, because it isn't directly from Google, some other people had grabbed Google Chrome and put it into this FlatHub so that we can easily install it in Linux Mint, for example. But this isn't possible anymore in Linux Mint 22 at the default settings, but we can enable it by hopping on the 3 bars here, select Preferences, then we see here Show Unverified Flatpaks, not recommended. We can show this one, and if we now search for Chrome, for example, then we find it again, and we see here Unverified Flatpak, a small sign, because yeah, it isn't directly from Chrome, and Linux Mint only wants to support official software, which is, in terms of security, a great decision, but for us users, maybe not every time the best. So what do I recommend? Should you use this Google Chrome package? I would say for the easiness, it's completely okay for Google Chrome, for example. But if you want to do it completely right, yeah, this is okay, but you can do it better. Then you can get to Google Chrome, for example, to the website here. We have it, the fast and secure browser. We select Download Chrome, and then we select for Debian Ubuntu, and we see Accept and Install. Then we download this one, and after the download has finished, we click on this installation file, and then we can easily install it. Just wait a second. Here we have it. We can select Install Package, and then Google Chrome will be installed from the official Google Chrome team. Then everything is right. But I would say for the quick installation, this is okay, I would say. But yeah, it's unverified. It's not directly from Google Chrome. Also, let's head over to a new chat room of Linux Mint, because you could get help in Linux Mint by Hex Chat in the last versions, but because Hex Chat isn't supported anymore and it was an IRC chat, they moved now to Matrix. We can go here via Matrix and select Connect to Matrix. It's a real-time internet chat. It's a great software. I'm using this almost daily. Okay, yeah, this is in German, but we could join this Linux Mint space here, but for that we need a new account on Matrix. But you could also connect via GitHub, Google, GitLab, Facebook or Apple, or just create your own Matrix account. I do have a Matrix account and I have many people added. It's just like Discord, but better and more free. Also, let's head over to some features of Cinnamon 6.2. For example, Cinnamon 6.2 comes with a new Nemo Actions layout editor. This is the layout editor for the Actions menu of the file manager. There you can now adjust the order, but in my test, this didn't work in this test version at all, or I couldn't find any influence of it. But I guess in the next weeks and months, this will be integrated better. And you can also now head over to Actions and you can install some more actions from the community. For example, to easily take a screenshot, restart Cinnamon, the system settings, and many other things, just like clone Git repo, very easy. So I'm very looking forward to it. This opens up many more possibilities in the future. Also, a new, very simple feature beside many others is, for example, if we head over to the keyboard settings, and then we can now search for shortcuts. For example, if I want to search for shutdown, I will find it and don't have to search in every categories because they are many. And now I can just search for it, select it, and now I can change my keyboard shortcut, for example. My favorite shortcut I add all the time to Linux Mint is, for example, the suspend mode here and I put it to Ctrl-Alt-S, because then I can go to the suspend mode very fast with just one hand and do not have to close my laptop or go to the menu and select quit and then suspend. It's a very easy way to save some power and in the end your electricity bill. Also, there are some other improvements, like for example, if we open up our text editor and if then I'm typing something, for example this one, now I can select something and select under edit, duplicate, or I can just do Shift Ctrl D, and if I press this, then we can duplicate, for example, some lines, or we can just duplicate some selections here, which is really a great feature and I missed a lot in this text editor. So I don't code in this text editor, but if you do have a small change or a quick change and do not have any other text editor in there, then yeah, this is great, I could say to you. So yeah, these were some of the new improvements of Linux Mint 22. Honestly, I would be happy about some more changes in the new version, but because there has changed a lot under the hood in Linux Mint 22, which is very important for the future, this is quite okay, I would say. And what is also great, that Linux Mint doesn't change too much from version to version, and they don't throwing anything out or just revamping something complete new, for example like GNOME often. So they stick to their principles, they only do very thoughtful changes, and this is why I like Linux Mint so much and why I would recommend it to almost every person out there. If you're a beginner, just use Linux Mint, and also if you are an experienced Linux user, then Linux Mint is also a really good choice. So if you didn't try it out in the last couple of years, just give it a shot, you won't regret it. And in the end card, you will find a Linux Mint crash course. So if you are new to the Linux world and want to install Linux and want to move from Windows, for example, to Linux Mint or to Linux, I highly recommend you Linux Mint because it's just complete, it's finished. Then just head over to the crash course. And if you're watching this right after the publish date of this video, I will take some time to get this video done. And if you want to upgrade from Linux Mint 21.3, I will also do a video about this. But this will take about 1 to 3 months, I would say. And this is also my recommendation for upgrading. I wouldn't do it too early because Linux Mint 21.3 is supported until 2027. So you will have a bit time, I would say. What are your opinions about the new Linux Mint version 22? What feature do you like it the most? And which features do you wish for the next Linux Mint version, for example? Write me into the comments. I would be very curious about it. So if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. On Linuxort, we are publishing every week a new Linux video. So if you don't want to miss out useful videos, tips, tutorials about Linux, you are very welcome, I would say. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.